Hey gang, how we doing? Tonum back again, and today we're gonna look at the Limelight AIO, the Limelight Wicket AIO. Before I jump in, I almost forgot something. I'm gonna grab my regular Wicket mod. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Thought I grabbed everything ahead of time, but I failed to get the Wicket mod for comparison purposes. Okay, so the Limelight AIO. That's what I hear people call it, the Limelight AIO. Now I don't know if it's technically supposed to be. I know Limelight is the company, but I think they're also calling this the Wicket. They have their regular mod, 18650 DNA 60 mod called a Wicket, right? Excuse me, and so I believe this is called the Wicket as well. But most people just call it the Limelight AIO because hey, there's only one of them, right? Now this color, this is made of delrin. This white delrin they call the Bliss version, and the black ones they call gloom. Now they also make this in a bunch of other materials. They have an ultim one. They have like a clear, I guess it's like polycarbonate or acrylic. The clear version, and they may have some other versions that they're doing now. I'm not too sure. Now, like the original one, there's like a seam. See the top there? How it's split. You can actually take the whole front faceplate off of these. Damn, there goes the button. To get to your chip, and like if you needed to, you could if your chip went bad or sorry, whoops, backward. If something happened, you could get to your chip no problem. Something happened to the screen, you could replace that, and it's all just held on by magnets, and that's like kind of like a little trademark of theirs, having that easy access. Well, they used a similar approach and took that same characteristic with this, except now you can get to your boro through that. And yeah, there's plenty of videos up already on this, so more like well-known reviewers have covered this as well, but I figured I'd touch on it as well. So I also have the Limelight boro in there. They made their own boro, which works pretty good, except it does limit the airflow a little bit more than something like a standard boro or like a bunker. And there's not as much front airflow going through. But luckily with this, I mean, you do get air going through the front with this window here, but you get air through both sides on this, so it's not too much of a problem. Got your stainless steel tube. They make so many custom options for this now. I mean, you can get Cerakoted tubes, the silver, this whole top plate you can have in different Cerakoted colors, patterns, all different patterns etched into it. Same with the battery cap. They even make different color Limelight boros. Like see that matte like stainless steel bit where it has the Limelight logo right there where my middle finger is. they even make colored versions of that now. So, um, all sorts of Cerakote options regarding that. Oh, here's the other thing. So this plate, not only this is the standard version, um, but they also make a version where the button isn't just here on the bottom where you would have your button for like a side by side or like on a bow rad or something. They also have it so there's like electronic bits that connect. It's a similar plate, but it actually connects up here. So you could also have a top button. You could have a top fire button, which to me is, I mean, I think that's great. And I think that would be more ideal for me personally because I like a high fire button. But alas, I do not have that other plate for the top fire button. But I'd like to get around to it. I think that is like 75 bucks on its own, 75 euro. I think when they, excuse me, I think when they first came out, to get this mod with both plates, it was like 500 euro, around in that range. I bought this for like 380 bucks. Very lightly used. It was practically brand new. Um, so when they first came out, I would see them going in the buy sell trades for like 400 bucks, 4 to 5, and now you might be able to find one for like 200 bucks. I mean, they're a lot more affordable now. Um, Classy look, clean look, pretty, simple. It has a lot of characteristics similar to the Wicket. But the Wicket being a single 18650 with a DNA 60, it's this boro mod is pretty big. You see, it's a big old boro mod, um, and I'll just show you a couple other things next to it. Like here it is next to a billet box. So I guess height wise, it's comparative, but this thing is really thick too. Now, if you want a small mod, yeah, this is not going to be the one for you. But if you want a sturdy mod, this thing feels really strong and sturdy. I mean, it is delrin, so it is kind of fragile in that regard to scratches or something. But like, if I were to drop it, it wouldn't like blow up into 1,000 pieces like some other mods. So it is made strong. Screens on the bottom. Wicket. And couple little nuances about it, like sometimes, like right now I have an integrated tip on there, but I found a lot of times it doesn't like integrateds. I was having to use flush nuts a lot. So connection can be finicky with this thing, and it doesn't have an adjustable 510 or a base connection, I'll say. So you don't really have that leeway to adjust your connection. Saying that it doesn't, it's not actually, I'm totally wrong. I'm so sorry. There is oh my god, I can't believe I said that. I'm glad I looked. There's a little hex head in there. You could stick an Allen wrench down there and actually adjust this, which I'm just realizing now. Wow, sorry about that. Yeah, that was a big oversight. So never mind. You can adjust that the base connection, which is a huge pro in my opinion. I also found a lot of times if I'm getting a, like right now it's saying, check your coil. You get a lot of that with this. It reads it, but it needs you to like confirm the ohms in there. So a lot of other times, I'd say the big problem with this, not a big problem, but it's a concern. Like if you're getting if you're not getting a reading from your atomizer, my go-to normally, I mean, others have said this, but my go-to normally is to make sure my flush nut's tight or my integrated's tight. On this, you also got to make sure and check your battery is tight because that has a lot of weight on the whether you're getting a good connection or not. So just a little idiosyncratic type thing about this. As you see, I got the Cyclone, the Psych in there, really good RBA. Now this window is not big. It's not really that big, so it would be really hard to like if you had a standard boro to try to, and it's deep too. This door is deep, so it'd be hard to slide down your boro glass to refill, which is a big con to some people. However, with this particular mod, it's so easy to take off that faceplate and refill. I don't even like having to take off panels, but this faceplate, for some reason, it don't bother me to have to take this faceplate off to refill. So I'm cool with that. I think a clear faceplate would be nice too. Although underneath it's a little ugly, like with all these screws and stuff. So you know, I don't mind it though, like a clean look. My big thing with mods in general, high end mods, is material, and I love delrin, and this has some great delrin. I put Limelight's delrin up there with some of the best. Like it's one of the reasons that pushed me to get it because I had already had the regular Wicket, and I love the delrin on this. I like the delrin on this mod slightly better actually than the AIO, but they're on par. And I'd say their delrin's up there with the Protocol Ion, and the Unific has some really good delrin by U mods. Let's see, what else could I say about it? I could show you what it looks like next to some other stuff. Here it is next to a Delro. So the height on this, I mean, it's not bad height wise, but because it's so wide, I mean, definitely feels like you got something substantial in your hand. I mean, it could have been a 21-700. Here it is next to a stash. So, you see, this stash is that wide. You know, it's pretty damn wide. So, so I said the price and what they're going for now. Used. They're made in Serbia, which is pretty obscure. You don't hear that too often. But yeah, they're made in Serbia. So not too many companies out of Serbia, I don't think. Now you'll notice there's no USB, but you can actually access the chip through eScribe, but not through your standard USB. You'd have to actually hold on. Here's the box that came in. You'd have to actually take the battery tube out, unscrew it, unthread it, and that's how if you bought a separate battery tube, like say you bought a Cerakoted black one or something, you could take your old one, unscrew it, pull it out the top, and put in a new one, and that is how you would access your eScribe. So unthreading this, taking this tube out, there'll be like 3 prongs, like you'll be able to get to your chip through the back. And okay, here it is. And they include a flush nut. Here's the box, simple enough. But yeah, this is kind of a a nifty thing that they include it, and I have not used it yet, but I do want to use this on this and a few other things like my billet boxes as well. It even has their branding on it, Wicket AIO, and you know, stick these prongs in, and then on the other side is your standard USB, um, micro USB. So pretty cool that they included that, you know. Dongle, that's what they call it. Evolve DNA 60 USB dongle. Okay, so there's that. I thought that was a really neat um, feature to include. Um, especially because you could use it on other boro mods that don't have your standard USB access. So yeah, I mean, so here's my box that the AIO came in, and then here's the box that the regular Wicket came in. This actually has the original owner's name on it. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I don't know what else I could hold up against here to really demonstrate size differences. I think you already get the idea. Did I show it against the dollar already? I don't even remember. So yeah, it's about neck and neck with the work in height. Yeah. So this will be a short one. Again, if I'm using my middle finger here, I would just love if I had that top fire button there. I think it would be perfect, and then the rest of your fingers, you'd get a nice hand feel of all this smooth delrin right here. But it still works out either way, or thumb fire is just fine. Like, there's plenty of ways to hold this thing. And having the air slits on both sides, accommodates for holding it different ways, and definitely gets plenty of airflow still, even though the front is mostly blocked off. It still gets through just fine. So, yeah, I mean, if I had any cons, it would be like a little bit finicky with connection at times, making sure your battery contact is tight. Um, it's a unique looking battery cap here. It's a thick old cap. It's actually got the negative indication there, so it's positive down, like a lot of boro mods. I'd say most of them. And the weight and size may be a con to some, but I think overall you know what you're getting into by this point, with there being so many like reviews on it and stuff. Um, for it being like is I don't want to say plain, but clean and simple, has like an elegance to it, I'll say. Yet you can still do a lot of customization. I mean, they have like colored buttons with different engravings and designs on them, patterns. They're also here's a nice feature. Everything's interchangeable, so the battery tubes are interchangeable with the regular Wicket. The button size, so the buttons are interchangeable with the regular Wicket. So if you already have certain Limelight products, that would be advantageous. Advantageous, yeah. So that'll about do it for this one. I am gonna do another review after this. So hopefully see you in a bit. All right, thank you. You've been watching Tono.